What's up, guys? It's Casey Silverman, aka the Fort Sanderson sister, coming at you with another Hocus Pocus book of recipe videos. In today's video, we're going to be doing another recipe out of the official cookbook. I am doing Who's Going for the Jacuzzi lobster tails. I'm going to set this over here. My lobster tails are still thawing in the sink. They're going to be in there for a while. So they call for 3. I've got 2. So you need 2 of those. The other ingredients you're going to need: parsley, lemon for the zest, and a little juice if you want it. Garlic cloves, salt, breadcrumbs. They say plain. I like Italian. I'm Italian. I like Italian. And then you also need Parmesan cheese. I'm using Pecorino Romano, which is superior to the regular old Parmesan cheese. It really is. And the last thing you need is some white wine. Now, it also has you making asparagus with this. I don't have asparagus in our garden right now, so we're not making that. Also, as you can see in my glasses, I have a ring light now. So, sorry about the glare. Still working that out. But I am going to use some squash tonight instead of the asparagus. I'm sure it'll still turn out fine. I have my helpers with me tonight. There's Bellatrix. And there's Harry. So I've got my helpers giving me a hand tonight. They're being little goobers and I love them so much. The air's fixed. I'm still not wearing an apron right now, but the air's fixed. So we're going to start. First thing you need is half a cup of pulled parsley leaves. You're probably sitting there thinking this is going to take forever. Normally you would be right, because let's just pull them off one at a time. That's so long and irritating, is it not? You're just going to be there forever pulling the parsley. Well, I have a trick for you all. So take a slotted spoon, little slotted spoon, and then you're going to put your parsley in here, and then just yank it off. I use too big a hole. We go in the little guy. Go in the little hole, and then that just takes all the work out of it. All the work. Now it says packed parsley leaves, so that means you've got to get them good and tight in there. You may want help from a friend, because it takes a little while. My sous chefs are on the floor just staring at me like I'm a crazy woman talking to myself, but they're going to have to get used to that whenever they move in with me when I finally get my own place. So, just get them leaves off. It's alright if some stems go in there. It's just extra flavor. It's just extra parsley flavor. So, I'm pairing this with the pan hag that I made in the last episode, which if you haven't watched that, Editing Casey's probably popping up a link right above me somewhere. Probably right over here. And you guys can check out the pan hag video. I don't know when you're seeing this, because these are going to just come out periodically. I'm just kind of bulk recording them a few days in a row. And they're just going to come out whenever they come out. If I don't feel like writing a script or something one week, I'll just be like, cooking video! So, I think I'm almost there. This doesn't take as long once you start using the spoon, instead of just pulling them off one by one, kind of feeling like the buzzard from Looney Tunes. Oh, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Like, you don't want to feel like him whenever you're pulling your parsley off of your stems here. I would normally have cut away by now, but I'm actually having fun doing this, and it's not taking that long, so you're just going to endure it. Just endure it. Just embrace the chaos. Embrace the chaos of me just pulling parsley through a slotted spoon. Because it does work. And you can get herb strippers somewhere, but I mean, why waste your money on an herb stripper when all you get to do is use a slot spoon? I mean, I wouldn't mind getting one, but I don't know. I'm not going to go out and buy one for myself. If somebody wanted to get me one, I wouldn't say no. So you can see next to me, I have a food processor. Food processor is going to come in to play in but a moment's time. Woo. Yep, alright, I think we're done with that now. You're also going to need your garlic. You need your garlic cloves. Fresh garlic's always the best way to go, but you could probably use minced. But that's really wet, so that might provide you with other problems that you maybe were not expecting to have. So you need 3 cloves of garlic here. I gotta open this bulb up. There's a lot of garlic shell around it, if you will. It's a shell of a lot of work. And now everyone has stopped watching the video because I made such a horrible pun. But for those of you who might still be left, thanks for putting up with my terrible humor. You're appreciated. Also, this is another one of those things where I'm kind of like, 3 cloves? That's it? Are you Italian? I'm Italian. We add garlic until the ancestors say to stop. When they say stop, that's when we stop. So as you can plainly see here, we're about to use the food processor. This is going to scare the crap out of the cats. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You may have seen 4 cloves go in there. One of them had a baby one growing out of it, so it went in too. You put all of this in. Had some escapes. Hi, Harry Berry. And then it says pulse to chop. So I'm just gonna pulse until it's chopped up finally. Alright, now we got a zest of lemon here. This is more of a grater. I have a zester, but it is put up in my stuff for, you know, when I move and don't live here anymore. So we're just gonna do our best. It says the zest of a whole lemon, so mind you, with lemon zest, you don't want anything past that part. The outside is your zest. The further in you go, the not so good it's gonna be. I heard you, baby. You're alright. I told you it was gonna scare you. You didn't believe me. I'll see you on the other end of this lemon, folks.
Eventually.
Alright, so we got the lemon zest in there, and then it calls for half a cup of the cheese. It says shredded. I used this way. Plus, you know, you can't go wrong with more cheese. Especially when it's the good stuff like pecorino. My late Uncle Frankie introduced us to the wonders of this on pasta and all that stuff. I have not gone back. I haven't looked back ever since that day. Never looked back. And then you pulse it again. Until it's all nice and mixed together, which it is now. So, then it comes for the breadcrumbs. Now this is all going on top of your lobster tails. And it's supposed to be divided between that and the asparagus. Again, we're doing squash tonight instead of the asparagus because I don't have it. And also, plain breadcrumbs is fine. Italian exists, and that is what I will use. That's also what we have in the house. So, there you go. Alright, and now we have our breadcrumb mixture. Take that blade out before you even begin to reach in here, folks. Safety first. Don't cut yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Alright. So there you go. We got our breadcrumb mixture. This is going to go on both the lobster and as a squash. And it's going to be good. I'm going to do part squash in the oven and part squash another way. Which the other way is not in the cookbook. It's just a bonus for you guys. So what you need now is 4 tablespoons. All of it. Come here. 4 tablespoons of melted butter. which I'm going to go warm that in the microwave real quick, so stand by. Alright, now that we got our butter, we empty our lovely mixture. At least as much of it that'll come out. Come out of there. I know some of it's wet, but come on. There's no blade in here. As you recall, I took it out. We're fine. Alright. And then you gotta stir in your butter. So we gotta get this nice and coated with the butter, get it marked in there. And then comes the part that's gonna make you guys probably a little nervous. It's the part that's gonna probably make y'all just a little nervous. Set that to the side. It's time to mess with the lobster tails. So you have to get that shell off. And it says to use kitchen shears. Well, guess what? I don't have those. So another way you could do it, and it's scary, is you just gotta kind of go down with a little pressure. So I got one done. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, they want you to leave it on the shell for presentation and probably to impart a little bit of flavor. Do the best you can with that. I broke this one. I broke it trying to get the meat out. So just do your best. You do your best. This is alright if you can't do it. Alright, I got them out. I got them out. See? Nice big chunk of lobster tail there. The other one isn't quite as pretty, but he wasn't pretty when I pulled him out. So he is what he is. He's a little smaller, a little punier. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Like I said in the last video, I'm not a professional. I'm a professional amateur. There's a big old difference. Alright, so you got your baking dish here. It's what they want you to put it in. They say grease it with another 2 tablespoons of butter. That's a lot. I'm opting for olive oil spray. See if it makes much of a difference. I don't know that it will. Might taste a little different. But olive oil's better for you. So there you go. Then you need your half a cup of your good old white wine. If you are under 21, do not do what I'm going to do after I make this measurement, okay? Dump your wine in. Woo! And one for the chef. If you are under 21, don't do that. Don't do that. You hear me? Don't do it. I'm almost 30. I can do that. I'm allowed to do that. Alright, again, you're supposed to bake it on the shell. Mine are broken. My shells are broken. So now we're going to go ahead and cut up our squash here. I'm only going to do a little bit with the breadcrumbs on it. So this is something I like to do. We grow stuff. My dad's garden is the best thing ever. I love his garden. If you saw it, you would love it too. Our favorite thing is yellow squash because we can do so many different things with it. My favorite way is to fry it. So I'm going to do some of this in the breadcrumbs and then the rest are going to be the way we've done it my entire life. And everybody's going, wait, how do you fry squash without breadcrumbs or cornmeal? I'm going to show you a delicious batter that's really easy to make and is delicious. And fried squash goes with just about anything. If you don't think it does, I mean, that's on you. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. So, I love squash. I think squash is amazing. I also really just like most vegetables in general. I'm not very picky when it comes to my vegetables. Like, you're talking to a girl who loves Brussels sprouts. I like Brussels sprouts when you do them right. You can do them right. They are one of the tastiest vegetables you ever have. Most people don't know how to do them right, and they end up tasting like crap. So, maybe later on I'll give y'all a Brussels sprout recipe, if we feel like it. But it's not Hocus Pocus related, so there's that. So I'm going to whack this puppy in half. This half I'm going to cut and make into our breadcrumb squash. I'm doing it this way. This just saves on cutting time, frankly. Bless you, baby. I don't know which one of you just sneezed, but bless you. Okay, except for that bit. That's also going to get fried. So this is our squash that we're going to do our breadcrumbs on to go in with the lobster. The lobster, it only has to cook for like 8 minutes. Squash doesn't take that long to cook either. So that's why I'm doing these two. Asparagus, you have to take the lobster out and then put the asparagus in for longer. So if you would prefer to do that, that's your prerogative. Go for it. Me, on the other hand, I'm trying to save time because I've got 45 minutes till I'm supposed to be live with you guys when I'm recording this. So if I'm late, this is why. Surprise! So your breadcrumb mixture is what comes next. You get your lobster in your pan. It's supposed to sit on top of the shell. I'm not doing that. Squash is going to go in. Or at least as much will fit in here. Not a lot will fit in there. Alright. So that's all we got with that. It's fine. And then you pack on your breadcrumb coating. Of course, it might be better to do that first. I don't know. I didn't look at the book. I should have looked at the book. I can kind of see why you're supposed to keep it on the shell. Keeps it elevated so all your crumb mixture doesn't go straight into the wine. But that's alright. I know it's in there. It's all that matters. That's a half a dang cup of wine, so... of course, it also said a shallow baking dish. I ain't using a shallow one, as you can very well see. I just grabbed a small one because I'm going to cook this in our smaller oven tonight instead of the big one. Be honest, the squash might not come out well, but we'll see. We'll see. There's a hairy boy. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this into our little oven, then I'm going to show you the other part. Alright, so that's got 10 minutes on it. I'm going to get this garbage out of the way. I'll clean up later. Clean up in a little bit. We got some breadcrumb mixture left over. I may use that for something else later. And we're going to go ahead and get the rest of this squash done. Because then I'm going to show y'all how I like to fry it. Because I think it's delicious this way. And it's how I've always grown up eating it. Y'all are going, dear Christ, woman, your knife skills. I'm a professional amateur. I am not a professional. I feel a hairy boy at my legs. Alright, so there's the rest of my squash. Alright, so to make the squash, get yourself some of this. This is the best seasoned flour you're ever going to have. All you need is this, as much as you think you need. And then some water. Not a lot. Just enough. About that much. Mix it together. Where'd my spatula go? I want my spatula. That's better. You can smell it in the oven. It smells amazing. Whisk until you get, or spatula or whatever. Stir until you get all the lumps out. I'm telling you, this is some of the best batter you're ever going to have. And it's amazing. We use it for squash, we use it for eggplant, we use it for okra. We use it for just about everything. So I'm going to move that over here. I need to get a little olive oil in this pan on the stove. Yes, that is the same one from the last episode. Thank you for noticing. Get that puppy over some heat. That's not screaming hot, but enough to get you some, as Chef Ann Burrell would say, a rambunctious applause from your oil. So you got your squash all cut up. You can do it in coins. Usually we do. If I'm making it, I make these bigger slices because I just think it goes quicker because it's less you got to deal with. Once you get it in, you're going to want to get like a paper towel or a paper plate with some toweling on it so you can soak up the grease when it comes out. If not, it's a little rough. He's very greasy when it comes out, so you're going to get it everywhere if you don't. This doesn't take very long to heat up, but real quick, again, this is only like the second one of these I'm putting out. If you like this, remember to comment below telling me you want to see more of these. Just remind me, hey, when are we going to get another one of these later on? So just do that for me. Tell me if that's something you guys are interested in. I hope you've enjoyed the last episode and this one. I'm trying to get as many of these done as I can. As you can see, you just go straight into that batter. Shake off that excess. Shake it off like Taylor Swift. I say like I don't even listen to Taylor Swift because I don't. That is not rambunctious applause. It's not rambunctious applause yet. That wasn't even a little slow clap. So it was a little early. But I did just turn the heat up a little bit. You will get messy making this. You are going to get messy. But that's okay. You're supposed to get messy when you're in the kitchen. Now she's starting to bubble up a little bit. So, we're going to finish this up. I can eat at the speed of light if I need to. It's a family trait. My cousin, back in the day, she could eat, I kid you not, a 1/4 pounder in 2 bites. It was like, how are you not choking to death? So, it's a family trait. I can eat quick if I need to eat quick. Which, it's looking like I might. Because it's almost 7 o'clock. But on the bright side, the last time you guys saw me cooking, the air was broke, and I was sweating up a storm. I'm sweating, but not up a storm this time. I'm not dying like I was yesterday, which, by the way, again, big shout out to my friends giving me the AC unit that saved my batootie. It's turning into a slow clap now. Big thing with frying, don't overcrowd your pan. Overcrowding the pan does you no good. And here's the best part. When you're home alone and you're making this, because I promise you you're going to like it, when you got people there, they want to snag it off the plate while you're still cooking. My family is very guilty of that. When you're home alone, you can eat it as it comes out and ain't nobody gonna bother you. Ain't nobody gonna try to take it from you. It's great. That's about as much of that as I want in this pan. I actually want you to scooch up just a touch so this little dude can come in a little further. There we go. Alright, so everything's cooking right now. I'll see y'all when it's done.
20 minutes later.
So here is what the end result looks like. I'm not a great plating person, but it looks really good. I'm quite excited to try this. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to be honest, one of the lobster tails kind of like fell apart in the thing, so he's probably the one I'm going to try. That is piping hot. I am afraid. I don't want to die. That has some really good flavor. That has some great flavor. I don't dislike anything about that. Let me see how the squash turned out with the breading on it. Because this is what you would put on the asparagus, but I didn't have asparagus, so. not bad. I wouldn't personally do squash that way. Probably tastes better with the asparagus. Way I would do squash. This is how you do squash. This is how you do squash, man. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna let that cool off. It's delicious. I'm gonna give the who's going for the Jacuzzi lobster? That's a thumbs up. That is not just a bunch of hocus pocus. That actually tastes really good. I'm gonna make the intro short, or the outro short and sweet, because I got 20 minutes before I'm supposed to be live with you guys. So, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free. It helps me. What helps me helps you guys get more great content like this, where I'm in the kitchen doing shenanigans and having fun. I'm gonna clean everything else up after I go stream with you guys. So, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Whenever you're seeing this, I'm sure there's a Twitch gaming stream on Thursday night. Editing me will say what it is. And then on Saturday night, we're going to have another Black Flame gaming episode. Again, I don't know when you're seeing this, so I don't know what it is. So if you're regular on the channel, please remember to drop a like and share your thoughts on this recipe down below. I'm Casey Zogelman, a.k.a. the 4th Sanderson Sister, and I'll see you witches and wizards later.